Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, sometimes we do second date updates that are more than just one date. Like the guy who's on the phone right now to do a second date update, he actually hung out with the woman that he wants to call the entire weekend.
Whoa, that's a long time.
Now he's not getting a call back. I think it's probably because he was a weekend lover. That's what happens. Sometimes people take weekend lovers. And maybe, Sam, maybe you were a weekend lover. You ever think about that?
I don't think so. We never did much like actual loving, but
Maybe
we had fun.
Mama just wanted a tasty morsel of meat for the weekend, and that meat was named Sam.
What are you talking about?
We just wanted some iron candy for her son's baseball game or something. I don't know, but
Wait,
I don't think that's what was happening.
Your weekend lover experience involved her son?
Yeah, she's a single mom, but she's really, really pretty, and she's super fun. She's got great personality, too. I was really pleasantly surprised.
Okay. How did you meet this single mommy?
We met online.
Weekendlovers.com?
Weekendlovers.com.
Why do you say lover so weird?
You really need to start that.
Kind of the way you have to say it.
I
All right.
like it.
So you
Hang
met.
out for a weekend and then don't call me back, ghostme.com. Yeah,
All right.
that's great.
Oh.
So wait, the first time you guys hung out, you met her son, and that didn't alarm you at all?
Oh, no, we didn't. It wasn't the first time we hung out. The first time we did it actually kind of like the classic way. We went for drinks, and we had a lot of fun, but she had to leave early because she said, she had to go take care of her kid, and I was, it made total sense. But we had a lot of fun, so because we hadn't really spent a huge amount of time together that first night, I said, well, hey, why don't we go out to dinner tomorrow night, which was Saturday.
Okay.
So she said, okay, sure. And things went even better the second time, It was great. We were laughing. We were telling each other jokes, getting to know each other better. And the next day she says, well, hey, my son has a Little League baseball game. So I was like, cool. And she said, why don't you come? And I said, I'd love to. So
You're like, boring. I only watch professional sports. Kids don't know how to play very well.
Dude, Little League baseball is more interesting than real baseball because, they whiff the ball and they don't know what they're doing. That's funny.
Okay, so
Real baseball is just like they spit and they scratch themselves. I can't stand it.
yeah, I love it. So you actually went along to watch your son's baseball game. I don't know, it feels like a big commitment to me.
Well, yeah, but I was feeling it. So I said, you know what? Cast your fate to the wind. Let's see what happens.
Wow.
Could be fun.
And what was that like? Was it what you expected it to be?
Well, pretty much, yeah. Nobody really, it's a Little League baseball game. So, I spent some time talking to the other parents. We watched the game a little bit. But after the game, I was trying to score some brownie points with her kids, so I took them aside and I bought them a hot dog and an ice cream cone. And I said, well, don't tell your mom because, she's probably going to get mad that you had the sweets, et cetera, et cetera.
Wait, hold up. You went ahead and bought her son something that you told him to keep as a secret? Like, that's kind of creepy.
Like, here's some candy.
Yeah.
It's not creepy. It's man time, like man to man.
That sounds
Hey,
creepier when you say that.
It's man boy
I've heard
time.
that before. And trust me, nothing good came of that.
Well, I'm just saying, that's my first red flag, is that you're buying her son ice cream without asking her.
Well, he wanted it, and I was...
Again, you're just making yourself sound terrible, Sam.
Not doing myself any favors right now.
No, you're not. Anyway,
Oh,
you got the kid some ice cream, and did his mom give explicit details not to give him any ice cream?
No, she hadn't said not to, but she hadn't said it was okay either. I didn't even ask.
Okay. You're just trying to be that cool guy like, hey, dude, here's some ice cream. Don't tell your mommy. I'm the man.
Yeah.
By the way, own a leather jacket and a car. And I want your mommy to like me. High five. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, but stretch that out over like 10 minutes, and that's basically that.
All right.
Okay.
So how did the T-ball game end?
It ended fine. We just talked a little bit, and she said she had to get him home, and I said okay, and, then she took off, and then I took off. But then I tried to call her that evening, tell her I had fun and see if we could make plans to hang out again, and she didn't pick up. So I left her a voicemail, and she didn't answer, and then a day or two went by, and I texted her, and she still didn't answer. She's just like, as soon as she left the game, that's the last I've heard of her.
Whoa.
And I've been pouring it over my head, and I'm thinking, and I'll bet you any amount of money that little probably told on me and ratted me out.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, said I bought him ice cream, and she probably flipped out and got mad that I'd gotten. It was just a little bit. It was one scoop.
But it's not the ice cream. It's the going behind her back thing because you don't know her parenting style. You don't know what rules she has set up.
Yeah.
There's 8,000 different reasons why that's not a good idea.
None of them are good, though. It's just an ice cream cone. If you're that kind of like, hyper parent, it's like, come on, loosen up a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and see if that bastard ratted you out. Then your second date update right after this, okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
And welcome back to Brooke and Jubal Field and your second date update. Up to bat right now is Sam. And Sam's in quite the pickle. He went out with Brenda and spent the entire weekend hanging out with her, some dinner and some drinks, and then concluded his weekend with a wonderful day at the ballpark watching her son play in a Little League game. But now Sam isn't getting a call back. Will he be 0 for 1 in career second date updates? We'll find out in just a moment. But first, let's talk to Sam and see if he's ready to make the call. Sam, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
He's like, actually, I'm asleep listening to your baseball announcer voice, but
Like most people are when they watch
Yeah.
baseball. Sam, we're going to give her a call and find out why she's not calling you back after what you thought was a wonderful weekend. Any other thoughts before we get started?
I'm just confused as to why she wouldn't call me back because, we spent 3 straight days together, so.
Well, I'll dial her phone number right now then and see if we can figure out what happened, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, may I speak to Brenda, please?
this is she.
Hey, Brenda, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay, I'm fine. Who is this again?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Oh, okay.
Okay, obviously,
Yeah.
long-time listener. Appreciate that, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Any idea why a radio show would be calling you?
I don't know. Did I win something?
No, you didn't. You actually went out on a date with one of our listeners, and now you're not calling him back, and he's wondering what happened. His name is Sam.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
Sam told us that you guys spent like a whole weekend together, but now you won't call him back.
Well, I don't think I would call it a whole weekend. I mean, it wasn't like we were together every waking moment.
Well,
That's a good point.
but
Okay.
still.
he said you did dinner, you did drinks.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it was a fun time for you.
No.
Yeah, well, I mean, it started off all right, but I don't know.
Started off all right. That's usually how people like dates recapped. Did you just not enjoy hanging out with him?
I mean, I was kind of into him the first night. He was nice. I mean, nice enough for me to try again for dinner.
Nice enough.
Nice enough.
Yeah.
You're just showering this dude with compliments.
I thought for sure you would have been like head over heels for this guy since you invited him to your son's t-ball game. Because that's a big leap.
Yeah.
How do you know he went to my kid's game?
He told us all about it.
Oh, he did. He told you everything?
Yeah, he said that you guys went out on a Friday night, had some drinks, then dinner on Saturday, and then your son's baseball game on Sunday.
Yeah.
And he's confused because he thought you had a wonderful time each of those days.
Well, something changed Sunday at the baseball game.
Changed?
Yeah, I mean, we're at the Little League game, having a nice time, and suddenly he kind of starts, like, talking trash about these little kids' sports skills.
He's ripping on the kids. I mean, it's understandable. Little League play is terrible.
They're children!
Yeah, I know.
They're
And
little kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 5 years old.
and it's
Oh
time
my
to step it up and play like an 8-year-old. That's what I say.
Whatever.
But so
It's
he
like-
was ripping on the kids the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, he's like cracking jokes about him kind of loudly, and like other parents are starting to kind of give weird glances. And then at one point, he like turns to me and says, in all seriousness, he says, looks like your son could use some throwing lessons.
What?
Don't worry about it. I'll teach him how to not throw like a girl.
Oh, there is so much wrong with that statement on so many levels.
Was he serious about that, or was it a really bad joke?
He seemed totally serious about it to me. Like, I mean, he made a point about it 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times?
Yes.
What was your response? I mean, did you say anything back to him? I mean, my mom would have been like, yeah, you're right, the kid sucks. But, like, did you say, don't talk about my kid that way?
No, I didn't say a thing. I mean, I'm not going to honor that with a response. But I was fuming.
Okay, understandable. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want some jerk like that around me or my kids.
okay.
Totally.
Well, unfortunately, he's kind of around you right now because he's actually on the other line listening to this phone call and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yep. Sam, you there?
Hi, Brenda.
Hello?
I guess we should probably have a little chat then, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
First of all,
I don't know.
just
I don't
want
know
to
what else there is to say right now, Sam, except, maybe you'd like to apologize?
let's just hang on. Let me finish. All right, I just want to say, for the record, I was trying to help. All right, I didn't mean anything malicious. I wasn't trying to be nasty. I'm just calling it like it was. I like sports. I kind of get into sports. I wasn't being vicious or nasty. I mean, I didn't get drunk or throw my beer. You make it sound like I was some sort of Yeti out there in the stands, but I wasn't. Not to my estimation, anyway. And yeah, I was trying to find a way to honestly kind of bond with your kid, and I thought maybe if we could play some baseball. I mean, because I know you've got your son, and your son's your top priority. So if I want to be with you, I have to get along with your son as well. That's a part of who you are. So I was trying to help. I was honestly, I wasn't going to lie to you or sugarcoat anything. I'm just saying it like it was.
You're not going to bond with a 5-year-old kid by telling his mother that he sucks. I'm sorry.
I know it's just going to sound weird, but I didn't mean that in a bad way.
You didn't mean it in a bad
I can't
way.
believe you were actually critiquing a 5-year-old's performance. Like, you should just be happy if they make it to first base instead of third base.
Yes.
Look, if you start now, you might actually have like a Cal Ripken on your hands, if you could have started early.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You would totally be one of those dads when you have kids, won't you?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't see any problem with wanting your kids to be the best that they can be. And Brenda, honestly, that's all I want for your son is just, I don't want him to suck as bad as he did that day.
Oh, my God.
And I mean that with all due
Joey,
respect.
with all due respect, that is so rude.
Well, if you're going to take it rude, it's going to be rude. You could just, laugh it off.
You honestly have no idea about what you're saying, do you?
I have every idea what I'm saying. I was offering to help him be better. If you didn't want me to help you, could have just said thanks, but no thanks. You didn't have to ghost me on the phone like this.
Oh, I don't even know what to say to that. There's nothing wrong with my son's athletic ability. There's something mentally wrong with you criticizing 5-year-old kids.
Yes.
Look, again, for the record, it's not that there's anything wrong, quote unquote, with your kid's athletic ability. I just said he could be better.
Well,
Dude, just stop
in that case,
already.
Brenda, would you like to go on a second date with Sam? I know he'd like to see you again. We'll pay for it.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to go on a second date with some guy who's going to criticize my son's spelling test.
Well, if he's not a good speller, I was a great speller growing up. I could coach him a little bit.
See, Brenda, Sam could coach your kid in all the ways of being a man.
Best dad ever.
He
Yeah.
is the worst.
Super dad. Are you sure you don't want to go out with him?
Yeah, I'm positive on this one,
Yeah,
guys.
smart. Very smart.
That's extremely disappointing.
I guess we did find out that Sam is 0 for 1 in the date department. Just shows Sam that every time he criticizes a 5-year-old's throwing skills, he definitely doesn't get a date. Maybe next time he'll try to not do that. What do you think, Sam?
Well, at least he didn't rat me out about the ice cream, so that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Sam!
Ice cream? What ice cream?
Don't worry about it, Brenda. Thanks for your time.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Oh, text in at 78592 says, I bet Sam throws like a girl. Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude Sam spent an entire weekend hanging out with Brenda. They went to dinner and drinks, and they went to watch her son play a Little League baseball game. And Sam was confused why she wouldn't call him back, especially since they spent so much time together. Well, we called Brenda, and she told us that she was upset because at Little League, Sam started making jokes about her kid's sports skills. Even told Brenda that her son could use some throwing lessons and offered to teach him to, quote, not throw like a girl.
Okay, and can we just establish that throwing like a girl should not be an insult, okay? Yes. I am a female. I obviously throw like a female. That's fine. Sorry.
Sam said that he wasn't trying to be mean. He's just being honest and only trying to help. Like, I hope your little kid not throw like a girl out there.
Yeah, see, if he's just like, hey, I can help if you ever need it, that's one thing. Don't heckle the kid.
Yeah, being like, you know what? Like, I used to play baseball or whatever. Maybe I could help him a little bit. But don't just shame the kid. Anyway, Brenda didn't like the criticism, and so she decided not to go out with Sam ever again.
And can you imagine if that's what he gives on a first date when it's like 6 months into a relationship? Like, you're actually a failure at life and your mom never wanted you.
When they're just dating. I'm practically your stepdad, all right? You got to respect me.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, they didn't go out again. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email us and we will call the person who didn't call you back. Don't forget, Young Jeffrey's Song of the Week is coming up in just a few. Look, in the oven. It's a cake. It's a pie.
What?
No. It's Captain Casserole. That's right. Able to chop faster than a magic bullet from QVC. More powerful than a ninja food processor. Able to peel a potato with a single slice. Captain Casserole. His food hits your plate and your pants hit the floor.
Get it, Captain
That's
Casserole.
his superpower.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in for the second date, Jesse is on the phone. Jesse is now better known as Captain Casserole. And why do I call him that? Because Jesse went out on a date with Adrian, and he made her his famous chicken casserole, he says. They ate it. They had a good time. But during that date, he showed her his comic book room. I guess he's a big collector of comic books, and he thinks that she might have been turned off by that because after he showed her that, the conversation seemed kind of forced, and then she left, and now she will only respond to him if he's like, hey, how are you? She'll respond to that, but every time he asks her out, she says she's busy. So we're about to get her on the phone and find out if it was the comic books that turned her off. You ready to go, Captain Casserole?
Yeah, I just want to know. I mean, that's all I can think of is that maybe it was my comic book.
Let's not forget you're also wearing a Green Lantern ring to top it all off.
I think it's cool. I don't think it's that big a deal.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to get her on the phone and find out why she's not calling you back. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Captain Casserole. I'm going to be your sidekick. Kid Dyson. Captain Casserole and Kid Dyson.
Dyson, huh?
Yeah. That's a brand of kitchen stuff, isn't it?
No, it's a vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shows how well I know cooking. All right. I'm going to dial the phone right now. Hey, either way, we can get all the household stuff done. I'll still be Kid Dyson.
Yeah, you can cook, you can clean.
All right, here we go. Kid Souffle may be better. Kid Souffle.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that's better.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Adrian, please?
Yes, this is she.
Adrian, how are you? This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? Who is this?
Yeah, this is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Oh, okay. What is this regarding?
This is regarding a date that you recently went on. We do I'll tell you what it is before you get too weirded out. We do a segment on our show called The Second Date. You recently went out with a guy named Jesse, and he emailed us about you. So we're calling to find out why you're not calling Jesse back.
Well, this is really weird to be put on the spot like this.
I know, I understand. Do you not want to go out with him again?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Hey, I don't care. You're not saying no to me. You're saying no to him. Why don't you want to go out with him again, though?
So, I mean, I went over to his house for dinner, and he had talked himself up as this really great cook, like one of the best in his circle of friends or whatever. And
yeah, he told us the same thing. He said he was a pretty good cook, and he said that he made you his signature chicken casserole.
Yeah, first off, chicken casserole is not
That's not a food. That's something you take to a potluck. That's something,
I was actually kind of thinking the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, it's a casserole. It's like a throw-to meal that you do when you're like a working mom.
See, I don't cook. I heard the word casserole and I was like, wow.
Fancy, right?
That sounds hard.
But, you got to give the guy a break. He's like a single dude, so.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
and like, I'm a huge foodie. But, if it's good, if it's delicious casserole, like, by all means, change my mind. Like, prove it to me, But it was the worst thing I've ever tasted.
Really?
Was
Was
it
that
like-
bad?
Oh, no.
It was so bad, and he had talked it up so much.
He said that you ate it and seemed to like it.
Well, I was brought up in the Midwest. I have certain manners that I try to,
AKA, you're being
So you were being polite.
Yeah.
Was it like can of mushroom soup bad type of casserole?
Oh, it had to have cream of something soup. Like,
Again, I'm not tracking with you guys because cream of anything soup sounds good to me.
No.
Sounds delicious.
No, that cream of mushroom soup that like you get at the dollar store and you pull it out and it's like this gelatinous mass. Like listen, my grandma used to make that.
Dude, that cream of mushroom soup. I love that stuff.
Okay, well, if you like it so much, fine. But personally, I would not give that slop to my dog.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah, it sounds like he made a delicious meal to me, but I guess I don't get it. So is that the only reason then that you just didn't like his cooking?
It's one of my deal breakers. One of my priorities is that if I'm going to date someone, he needs to be able to cook. He needs to know how to cook for a woman. He needs to know how to set a table, present a meal.
All right.
Wow.
The comic book thing have anything to do with it? I know that you voiced your concerns about the food. He thought the reason you didn't want to go out with him was his big comic book collection.
Actually, we looked at that stuff after dinner, and I felt physically ill. So I was just trying to, keep it together.
It couldn't have been that bad.
Oh, no.
No, it was. And I don't understand how, I'm really worried because if that's his signature dish, right? It's cold in the center. It wasn't even cooked all the way through. If that's his pride and joy, then, what does everything else taste like? I'm completely terrified to think about that being inflicted on another woman.
I feel like the second date has turned into a Yelp review.
Yeah.
And you're just destroying him.
It's like Food Network right now.
Yeah, well, one of his friends needs to sit him down because they've clearly, let him think that he's good at this.
Okay. Well,
Whoa.
Adrian, I do have to tell you that you kind of have already told him because he's actually on the other line listening.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not. Jesse, you there?
You really didn't like it?
Oh, my God.
I've made that for people and they love it. I don't understand.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Jesse, but they were just being nice to you because it tastes like trash.
Oh.
Wow.
That's disgusting. It's unconscionably disgusting.
Are you
Jesse, nobody's ever told you that your food is bad before? The way Adrian is describing it, it's the worst thing on the planet.
Nobody has even said anything remotely like this at all.
Dude, Jesse, she is being so mean to you. Even if your food is that bad, I don't know why you're still, even being nice to her at all.
Well, if she's right and my cooking's that bad, I can't fault her for being upset about it.
They could,
Nobody's told me this before.
Listen, someone needed to tell you, and someone's told you, so you can move forward now, I guess. You need a class. You need a class.
You said class? I thought you said slap.
I heard that.
I thought you were like, you need a slap. I was like, you want to physically assault him, Adrian?
No. Maybe someone could, but no. Just take a class. If you like to cook, you can get better. I'm sure you can. You can't cook for another woman like that. You just can't. It's not right.
What if I just had an off night? I just wasn't up to snuff. Maybe you just didn't like that particular recipe. What if we have a do-over and I make you baked ziti?
Ooh.
No, absolutely not. No do-overs. No, if you can't cook a casserole to warmth in the center, that's basic cooking skills. That's common sense.
Adrian, you should be on one of those cooking shows as a judge.
Yes.
You are perfect for it.
I just know good food, and I know what I like, and it's important to me.
Okay, well, at this point, I need to ask you anyway. Would you like to go on a second date with Jesse? We will pay for it.
The only way I would ever go out with Jesse again is if he took a cooking class and he completed it, and I viewed the certificate with my own 2 eyes.
Wow.
Well, why don't we take one together? Then you know firsthand that I've gotten better.
No, I'm not taking a class with you because I don't need it, frankly. You take the class, you show me the certificate, maybe we can talk. Maybe we can talk.
So I can call you after I take this class?
Oh, Jesse, come on.
What are you doing? Get a spine, man. Say no.
Yes, you can call me after you take a cooking class. We'll see.
Hey.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll go
Jesse.
take a cooking class.
Come on, man. Like, really? You're going to go take a whole class and everything and show her a certificate just to get a second date?
Well, she's made a lot of good points. I mean, nobody else has told me this. At least she's upfront and honest with me about it.
Yeah, but she doesn't care about like the time, the energy, the effort you put into the night.
I mean, if I'm that bad, then yeah, I mean, I guess she has a right to be upset.
Thank you. At least you're open to improvement. You know, like, if you want to be better, then that's something I can get on board with.
Well, there you go. I think this is kind of a successful second date. Sort of.
It's so weird.
I mean, they always say that in couples, hey, you guys should make each other better. Doesn't matter if you do it by just degrading the other person until they do it. And that's what Adrian just did for Jesse.
Oh, nice.
Thanks for your time, you guys.
Thanks for the help. And if you guys know of any good cooking classes, let me know.
I'll have people text it in 78592. Where can Jesse find a good cooking class? Women like a man who's well-read.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
somebody who's very knowledgeable about the classics, like the Green Lantern,
No.
X-Men,
No.
Superman, things like that.
Comic books.
Yeah, they love it. Jesse is on the phone with us right now, and he's having trouble getting a call back from a girl named Adrian. Apparently, he thinks that his love for comic books might have turned her off. We'll get into that in a second. Jesse, how are you?
I wish I was doing better.
I guess, otherwise you wouldn't be doing a second date. So the girl who you want to call today, her name is Adrian?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us how you met her.
Well, we were both at a party like a month ago. She was gorgeous and seemed really cool. So we got to talking and we got to drinking. And before I left, I made sure I asked her out. And she said yes. And I asked her to come to my apartment because I wanted to cook her a meal.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, that was going to be your first date? Like, that's pretty intimate for a first date.
Well, I figured, we started talking about food and what she really liked. And then I mentioned that I like to cook. And it just kind of led from there.
That's awesome. So how did it go?
I thought it went pretty well. I make this really awesome chicken casserole. Like, it's my go-to dish.
Go-to dish?
A chicken
are you
casserole?
Are you a good cook?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard any complaints. I like to cook. My mom taught me to cook, and I made this chicken casserole for her. I made cocktails. We had candles. Like, I pulled out all the stops.
So you made it romantic. When she walked in, she knew, like, this guy is
That
putting
she was
effort in.
About to get. About to get it on.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but...
Or just have a nice dinner.
Make it that obvious.
Did anything like that happen on your date?
No.
Oh.
No, I was kind of hoping, but I got a hug at the end of the night. I didn't even get a kiss.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh.
Did she linger for a long time after dinner, or was it like, all right, good chicken, I'm out?
Well, we talked after dinner, and that's kind of when the comic book thing comes up, because she kind of noticed a couple things around my apartment, and I also wear a Green Lantern ring, and so she kind of asked me like that. She was like, oh, that's really cool, what is that? And so I explained it to her. And
You wear it, hang on one second, Jesse. You wear a Green Lantern ring all the time?
Yeah,
Why?
because I like comic books, and I like... It's a long story, but I mean, it has to do with Green Lantern and willpower, and I mean, it's not the nerdiest thing in the world.
It's up there. It's close. It may not be quite the nerdiest, but it's definitely in top 5.
All right. Well, she didn't think it was the nerdiest thing in the world. I mean, she thought it was okay. So, and then I started showing her around my apartment, and then we get to what I affectionately call the Fortress of Solitude, where I have all of my collectibles and my comic books.
So you showed her your Fortress of Solitude and your comic book collection and everything.
yeah, I mean, I take good care of that stuff, and it's all nice and mounted on walls and framed and all that good stuff. And
So it's put together. It's not like you're walking into a college dorm room where there's a bunch of comic books thrown around, some empty pizza boxes everywhere.
No. Like, I mean, I have shelves on the wall and signed books and things like that and all that stuff, and everything's in cabinets. And
You're a legit enthusiast and a collector.
yeah, I mean, I've collected since I was a kid, so, I mean, it's definitely something I'm passionate about, so I figured she's going to find out sooner or later, and I'm not ashamed of it. So I show her the room, and she kind of got quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought maybe, she's in awe of my collection.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of nodded a lot and just didn't seem that thrilled by it.
Really?
And then conversation got a little bit more strained after that.
How so?
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, before, it was just, back and forth, oh, yeah, you like that? Oh, that's cool. And whereas then it just got kind of weird.
Yeah, sort of just putting the brakes on everything like Superman in a room full of kryptonite. Am I right?
Analogy, bro.
That's a good reference, yeah.
Why do you think that your comic book collection would have turned her off, though?
I mean, if I had just things strewn around or I was running around in, like, Superman underwear, yeah, I guess that could be a thing. But it's something I'm passionate about. I take care of it, and I have a nice place. So that's the only thing I can think of that may have weirded her out.
I mean, I think that women appreciate a guy who definitely has interests, but if you take it to like an OCD level, or maybe she thinks you're immature.
Well, I mean, it's not like I play with the toys that are in there. I mean, they're all on shelves.
You do wear a Green Lantern ring.
Yeah, but I mean, it's legit jewelry. It's not like I'm wearing a plastic thing I got.
Okay.
It's legit jewelry.
So that's the only thing you can think of from your date, though, is that she might have been turned off by your love for comics.
Yeah, I mean, everything else seemed to go well. She liked the food I made. She enjoyed the wine and all that good stuff. So
how many times since your date have you tried to get a hold of her?
I've sent her text messages. I mean, and she'll kind of respond back with, like, how are you doing? Oh, I'm just really busy. But then when I mention, hey, let's hang out or let's get together, I get the silence.
Nothing back. I think that means she doesn't want to go out again. But I'm not a genius. I can't pick up on that stuff very well. That's why we'll play a song, we'll come back and call her and get your second date, okay?
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
Yep, just hang on.
A girl named Clarissa emailed us for a second date saying that she went out with a guy about a month ago.
Okay.
And now she's finally ready to get back in touch with him.
After a month?
Yeah, I don't know why she would wait a whole month. Either she's playing the really, really slow game.
Yeah, I've heard of the month rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or two, she's superstitious and only wants to talk to him on the 13th of every month. Just to be safe. I don't know. Let's find out.
Oh, my God.
Clarissa, is that true?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, good witch name, for sure.
Clarissa, boy, let's trouble. You want a broomstick, Clarissa?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh, no, she regrets
I'm
calling
going to
in.
go.
Help me out, yeah.
So we'll get to it in just a second. But first, Clarissa, tell us about the guy that you want us to call today. What's his name?
His name's Matthew.
Okay.
And we met on Coffee Meets Bagel a month ago.
Oh, I've heard of that one, Coffee Meets Bagel.
Yeah, they were on Shark Tank.
I've been on a lot of the free ones, and I thought that if I paid for a subscription, I'd find, like, better quality guys, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
It is true. You pay like $5 a month, and boom, a whole new world of dating opens up. I hear. I can't.
Yeah, you've never done it.
Yeah.
You're not swiping on Jose on Coffee Meets Bagel.
That makes sense, because if the guy's willing to pay to meet, then he must at least have a job.
Yeah, and serious.
Or
just,
trust fund.
invest. I was thinking more invested in the process, right? Like you're taking it more seriously, like Jose said.
Mm-hmm. Rather than Tinder, where you're just trying to hook up with people.
So what was that like when you hit up Matthew? I mean, did you contact him first?
I did. What stood out to me about Matthew is that, first of all, he's really handsome. Like, not in a conventional way, which is something that I love, I guess.
Unconventionally handsome?
So he's ugly.
Yeah, that's the nice way of saying that.
Not at all. He has this really cute crooked nose. that I find so endearing.
Okay.
Okay.
Those gals.
I thought for sure she was going to say super old. Because handsome and old people go together. I usually say hot, but, you know.
Sounds
Yeah.
like he has like a prominent bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you and Matthew do?
So we went out to coffee.
Oh.
Hence
Did you get
coffee meets
bagels?
bagels. Yeah.
Is that a requirement of the
Yeah.
website that you have to get coffee
Stick with the theme.
and you have to eat bagels on the first date?
Partnership with like Starbucks.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I love coffee. So
Okay.
I think it's always so brave to go on a first date with someone you don't know without alcohol.
Yeah,
I do.
just
I-
that alone.
Like, I don't think I could do it, man. I'm always really impressed.
Even if it's a breakfast date, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
We're taking
mimosas
shots
or
or
something.
mimosas.
So how did coffee with Matthew go?
it went really well. He told me about what happened to his nose, and apparently it got broken because his 4-year-old nephew punched him.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So your future boyfriend got beat up by a child, and that's
But
cool.
like super cute.
Super cute, or it says a lot about his family dynamic. But okay.
It's like, so I punched him back.
Yeah.
He punched the baby. No.
No.
So anyway, so I told him that I was going to get my wisdom teeth taken out the following week. And, that I was really nervous about it. And he offered to drive me there and pick me up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's great.
Wait, did he actually do it? Did he take you to your wisdom teeth appointment?
Yes. So he drove me there the following week and picked me up, I think.
I
Yeah.
think? Have you never seen a YouTube video of people after they get their wisdom teeth out?
Yeah.
Why would you do this?
But a baby punched him, so she probably cried while she was drugged. Probably fine.
Good point, Alexis.
No, but like you always say something stupid after you get your wisdom teeth out. Like you're
I know. I just needed someone. He honestly was the only person available.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But it was really sweet. I got there fine. I know he picked me up, but I don't know what happened after or how I got home.
Oh, God. Oh, my
I hope
God.
it was by him, but of course you don't. Wait, you haven't heard from him since then?
So you did something while you were high.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I texted him after just being like, thanks so much, for getting me home.
Yeah.
I hope everything was okay and I didn't do anything weird or whatever. And he just never got back to me, and that's been a month ago.
That's it.
Oh,
You
no.
said something, you did something.
Yeah, but it's forgivable. I mean, it's not like this guy doesn't know she was under anesthesia for
Right.
wisdom
True.
teeth.
I don't know. She could have the truth serum and it said some really
No.
offensive stuff.
I don't know.
Mhm.
But props to you for going a whole month without texting him.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
I'm interested to know what you did or said while you were high on anesthesia. So,
She is too.
yeah, I think we all are. Let's play a song. We'll come back and we'll call Matthew and we'll try and get you your second date. Okay, Clarissa?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, hold on. You're just tuning in for the second date. We're talking with Clarissa, who went out with a guy named Matthew on a coffee date. She ended up liking him so much that she trusted him to take her to and pick her up from her wisdom teeth appointment.
That's a
My
big
God.
Questionable.
responsibility.
Yeah. So that happened, and afterwards, he's not calling her back.
He hasn't even texted her to check in and
No.
see if she's okay.
Now, Clarissa, I know that after you got your wisdom teeth out, you were on the anesthesia, you don't remember a lot, but is there anything that you do remember from it that might explain why he's avoiding you?
I have a very blurry memory of me possibly drooling on him.
Okay.
That's okay.
I mean,
though.
that's fine.
But I think I also I'm not sure, but maybe I tried to kiss him too. I'm really not sure.
Oh.
I think also okay. I mean, what is this guy
No.
expecting when he's going to pick somebody up
Yeah,
from wisdom
I agree with
teeth?
Brooke.
She
Thank
has a
you.
bloody mouth full of gauze.
Yeah.
That's not a good time for the first
He
kiss.
should be flattered.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's nasty.
Okay,
What is he, a
guys.
vampire?
I know.
what
That's a
does he
little,
want?
I mean, it could be a lot for a guy to handle the second time that you interact with someone. That's all we're saying. But let's find out, okay? We'll see what he's thinking. We're going to call Matthew right now. You ready, Clarissa?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to dial the number. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Matthew?
Yeah?
Hi, I'm calling from Dr. Sherman's office.
Oh, my God.
You picked up a female patient of ours recently, and while you were in the lobby, our receptionist said she saw you steal a handful of pens.
Jeffrey, stop
We would like those back, please.
You're from a doctor's office?
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you remember this.
All right. Well, Jeffrey, you need to come clean.
I got to be honest, I wasn't
Here.
expecting him to answer that.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, that was me.
Sorry, Matthew. I'm not really calling from the dentist. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. I'm doing something called a second date.
Okay.
The way that works is if you go out on a date with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can reach out to us and we'll get in contact with them for you to try and figure out what went wrong. And so you recently went out with a woman named Clarissa.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, Clarissa emailed us because she says that she had a great time with you and really likes you and really appreciates that you would take her home after she got oral surgery, and she's hoping that she can see you again.
I don't think it's the best idea that we go out. I mean, I don't know what you guys know. Did she tell you what happened?
She told us that you picked her up. I mean, you guys went on a date first. You went and got coffee. She told us about that and had a great time. And she said she really thought that you were handsome and that there was a connection.
Yeah, I mean, we had a nice time, and she seemed great, but when I went to pick her up, she was drugged, obviously, after the surgery. Then the whole way home, she was just saying crazy stuff, and I don't know. I just don't know if it's the best idea if we see each other again.
Okay.
That's what we kind of thought, to be honest.
Yeah.
But what could she have said? She was drugged up.
What
like you knew she was.
Yeah, what'd you expect?
Clarissa doesn't remember pretty much anything that happened during the ride home. So could you maybe explain a little bit?
This is really embarrassing, but while I was driving the whole way home, she kept making jokes about my height.
Are you
Are you super tall or are you short?
Is that an issue for you? Like an area of where you're self-conscious?
I'm 5'7". I'm not that short. I'm taller than she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And normally I wouldn't necessarily care, but she was relentless about it. She was making jokes about it like the entire way home.
What was she saying?
You're so tiny. You're like my tiny little Uber driver.
Drugged. It wasn't really her. I mean, anesthesia is different than alcohol, right? With alcohol, I feel like you're still yourself. Anesthesia, you become who knows what your brain is doing.
Yeah, can't you give her a break for that?
I mean, she said I needed a booster seat.
Okay.
Come on.
Like an Uber in one of those little smart cars.
Yeah.
She's obviously attracted to you. She told us again and again how handsome you are, how excited she was about going out with you.
Now I know how that 4-year-old nephew hit you in the nose because you guys are the same height.
Look down on you.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Matthew.
He does not think it's funny.
I know.
That's why
I'm
he's
sorry.
not
I don't
calling
mean
her
to pile
back.
on.
We tell jokes on this show, just so you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I realize that.
Okay.
Sorry.
And I was surprised, I guess, just because I was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt in the beginning, but she just kept going. She went the whole time, basically the whole way home. She was singing the Oompa Loompa song to me when I tried to bring her in the house.
Oh my God.
Brutal.
Oh my God.
Did you happen to catch any of this on video, perchance?
I didn't. I was the only one there.
Yeah.
Oh.
But if it had been on video, that would have been the end of me. That would have been like a viral video about how tiny I am.
Oh, buddy. I mean, here's the thing. You have met her. We've only talked to her for a little bit. And even in that time, she seems like a lovely person who would never purposely hurt someone's feelings.
I don't know. She's a height shamer.
Yeah,
I mean, aren't all women? I care.
Actually,
I mean,
that is a thing. Women are like 6 foot or above.
exactly.
Right?
You just kind of have to take it and accept it. But you're okay.
Dude, some of the hottest guys I've dated were short because they're not taken by the tall ones that look like supermodels.
I'm not that short. I'm 5'7". I don't know why you guys are...
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
right. That's
Okay.
barely below average, I think. Barely.
Below 6 foot.
Well, look,
No.
look, Matthew, like, don't you want to at least give Clarissa a chance to explain herself a little bit?
I don't think it would matter. It was clearly on her mind. She obviously thinks it, so it was just coming out. You know, it's like the truth comes out when you're drunk. I think it's probably like the same type of thing.
I was thinking the same.
No,
man.
it is
Maybe this
not
what
the
she
same. People
thinks deep down.
No,
Okay.
people see like little green aliens when they're coming off of their wisdom teeth. Like it's not because they really believe in little green aliens.
I know, but there was no green alien. She was very accurate.
I don't know. Give her a chance.
I'm not on anesthesia right now, but the truth is about to come out because I'm about to tell you, Matthew, that Clarissa's been on the other line listening and she wants to talk to you.
Oh, my God.
I am so sorry. I cannot even apologize enough. I am so sorry. I don't think you're short. I think you're like a short guy, but like I don't think you're short, like too short. You know, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so sorry I did all of that. That is so mean of me.
You called me a hobbit 4 times.
I did not. Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God, Clarissa, you were a bully.
I didn't know what I was saying. I was drugged up.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah, but deep down, you must have had an issue with it because it's the only thing you talked about.
I would be lying if I said I wasn't on my mind, but it's not like a deal breaker at all.
It just sounds like, Matthew, I think she's being honest. She doesn't care about your height. I mean, it's something that she noticed. Just like I'm sure there was some sort of something that you noticed about her that she was probably self-conscious about. Like, don't let your own insecurities stand in the way of somebody that you think is cool.
Yeah, she sounds really sweet. She's not a height supremacist.
Is that a real term?
Oh, it is now.
Yeah, we just made it up. What do you say, Matthew? I mean, she's obviously very, very remorseful about what happened and doesn't feel that way about you, really wants to get to know you. And with that said, would you be willing to give her another shot? Because we'll pay for you guys to go out on one more date.
You're not sending us to an amusement park where I'll be too short for the ride.
Look at you, Matthew, coming with
There
the
we
jokes.
go.
I like
There's
it.
the sense of humor.
Yeah.
What do you say? One more date on us.
One more date on you guys, and she wears flats.
Hey, there we go.
What do you think, Clarissa?
I love flats. They're super comfy.
All right. Now, Clarissa, sing us out. Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee. No?
Oh, my
No?
God.
Okay.
Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.
That was the second date from a few months back. And now joining us once again, it's Clarissa and her shawty, Matthew. Welcome back, guys.
You did it wrong. It's shut eat.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
Matthew?
Hey, how's it going?
Okay.
Hey.
Make sure you don't hate
We're
us.
doing good. How are you guys doing? What's new?
We're doing pretty good. We've actually been dating.
Hey,
Yeah.
congrats.
Nice.
It's just been great getting to know each other and, you know, especially over the last year, just being able to have somebody to spend time with.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Has it been hard to date over this past year?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are certain challenges with it, but I mean, we've been having a great time. We just try to, mix it up. But, with things opening back up, it's kind of cool. We're starting to do more and we've been meeting each other's friends and we get to go eat in a restaurant, which is nice.
Whoa.
I mean,
Which is very cool.
It's kind
nowadays.
of cool. Like, you get the first, half of your new relationship really concentrating on each other. And then now you get to introduce all these new firsts together.
Yeah. Plus, I'm sure Clarissa looks great without a whole bunch of gauze in her mouth. That must be pretty hot.
Well, now she has a mask on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you guys emailed us for an update. What is the update in your relationship besides you're still together?
Well, we actually are coming up on our 6-month anniversary.
Oh, that's cute. You're doing that. That's such a
Okay. Do you guys have anything
cute.
planned
Yeah.
for that?
Well, we've been bouncing around some ideas, and Jose is one of our favorite people. I mean, that laugh gets us every time.
That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Wow.
Wow. That's
nice to say.
really made my day.
So what does he have to do with your 6-month anniversary,
We
though?
can stop there. I'm happy. They're happy.
What we wanted to say was we were talking about it, and neither one of us has ever seen Jose do stand-up before.
Oh,
wow.
And Jose, all of our friends say that they've seen you and that they really like you. So we were just wondering, I mean, do you have any shows coming up? We'd love to come watch to celebrate our anniversary.
I don't. I'm still in pandemic mode.
What? It's time to schedule something, Jose.
Yeah, there'll be stuff coming up soon, so I guess I'll have to get your info. And of course, I would love to treat you guys to a show. I'll get you tickets. Not your friends, though. Someone's got to pay. We need to make some kind of money on this.
Maybe you guys can go visit Jose at his new apartment.
Yeah.
He won't let you inside, but you can stand down on the street and he'll shout jokes down from the balcony.
That's good.
How's that?
That sounds
That
fun.
sounds good to me.
Well, Jose,
We'll make a little sidewalk picnic.
There it is. Well, congrats on your 6-month anniversary.
I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, and Jose will get your email so he can tell you when his next date is.
Yeah, I'll have Brooke do all the work for me. So
I'm not your manager.
I'm not your manager. Oh, wait, I do have a manager. I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, well, thanks you guys for the update. Keep us posted on what's new in your relationship, okay?
We love
All right.
you. We love you, Jose.
Oh, I love you guys too.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You ever schedule a date with somebody and then show up and that person isn't there, so you just go out with someone else?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Never happened to me. But apparently it happened to Sean, who's on the phone for a second date update right now. Find out how that happened in just a second. But Sean, what's up, man? How are you?
Good. Thanks for taking my call. I'm curious what you guys think.
No problem. Thank you for your email. You had an interesting situation with your first date.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So it was a Tinder thing, and her name is Kate. We had a little flirty thing going as it happens up top, and then I offered to take her out, and she agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to show up, and her roommate answers the door, and I'm like, is Kate here? I'm here to pick her up. And she kind of just freezes a little and is just like, sorry, I'll be right back. And so she just shuts the door and leaves me kind of hanging there, and then comes back, kind of takes a deep breath, and she's like, yeah, a bit of a mix-up here. Kate's actually out with another guy.
Whoa, that's a lot of information. Why wouldn't you just, horrible roommate, why wouldn't you cover for her?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, I was kind of mortified. And I was like, all right.
Wow.
Yeah, what did you say to that?
Yeah, you don't really say much. I was kind of kicking my heels a little bit, just kind of like,
Yeah, what do you do?
And she goes, I'm not up to anything. Maybe we could just hit the bar down the block or something.
Dude.
What?
And I'm like, no, I don't want this like a pity date or something. Like, she legitimately felt bad for me. Like, I was
She's like, oh, you should be dating somebody. I'll go out with you.
Aww.
So I kind of reluctantly agreed.
Okay,
and,
but, I mean, you were attracted to her, so you agreed, right?
yeah, she was cute.
It's like a blind date, kind of.
Okay, well, what happened?
Well, we went to the bar and we had a few drinks, but she couldn't get off this, like, I'm so sorry. Oh, God, that's so awful. Like, I kind of really wanted to forget about it.
Yeah, that'd be annoying.
Yeah, you're like, do you have to keep harping on it? Can we just hang out and you not remind me that I was just stood up?
You're drinking like cheers to you being so poorly stood up.
That is lonely.
Yeah. So I was doing what I could to kind of change the subject, and she would just go right back and be like, again, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it's fine,
Yeah.
And then she even said, I bet Kate's not having as much fun right now as she would be with you. Like, I'm sure the guy that she's out with is worse or something.
It's worse. I mean, I was going to say that's a nice compliment to be like, she was complimenting you, like, you're fun to hang out with. But if she put it that way, like, maybe that guy's worse than you. It would be hard to be worse than you, but maybe.
Like, you're pretty bad, but God, you should see what she drags home from Tinder.
Yeah, I mean, Kate is terrible taste.
Yeah, God, Kate. I mean, I thought that this woman was like, I don't know, maybe attracted to you, and that's why she offered. But it really, I mean, I think you're right. It really does sound like it was out of pure pity.
Well, it did get better from there. In another attempt to change the subject, I asked her if she wanted to play a game.
Oh.
And she perked up and she was like, sure. And I was like, all right, it's called Put It in the Hole.
That game?
It's on a first date.
Yeah.
Too.
And it's not a very complicated game. You just take whatever bar food is near you and you throw it in each other's mouths and you get a little further and further away.
Oh.
Okay. And the people sitting around you hate you because they keep getting hit by pretzels in the head, but that's cool.
Hate is an understatement. We cleared the bar out.
All right. So it's just you and her playing Put It in the Hole in the bar.
Jesus, sounds so bad.
And just like screaming if you get it in the hole, like, yeah! Like you won the Super Bowl.
Right. It turned out to be like a totally like fun activity that we had because we were drinking and we were laughing and we were even like having a conversation about real things like while we were hurling food at each other.
Dude, that's cool.
And so, I mean, it turned into like we're having the time of our lives in this really weird way. So I got it in my head to make a move on her.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
The way you worded that sounds like it didn't go over well.
Well, I don't know. She caught one, right? And I was like, I don't think that went in. Let me look. And so I approached her, and then when she let me look in, I kissed her.
Oh. So you kissed her like gaping open mouth? When she wasn't expecting it?
Kissed her hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, her mouth hole. Yeah.
All right. Did she like that?
She did.
Awesome.
So the night goes on, it gets a little fuzzy, and she wants to go home, and I'm like, I gotta not try to like take her home at this point, even though it kind of goes against everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I took her home. There wasn't a kiss at the door, but we were laughing, and I was like, I should go. And the next day, I texted her once and I called her once, and I heard like absolutely nothing. And I thought after a date like that, I would totally hear something.
Oh.
And I don't know if she was like felt like she was stepping on Kate's feet or like it's just so weird that a night like that I'm just getting like ghost.
Do you think maybe the roommate like got mad at her for going out with you?
Well, that is the theory that I just said. So good job.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Note to self: pay attention more.
I don't know. Kate didn't care enough to even be there when you guys were supposed to be on a date. I don't think that she'd be that territorial.
Yeah, she sounded like it has great chemistry.
I don't know. I just see her, like, if the roommate came, saw you at the door, then said, hold on, I got to check, and then goes back. She obviously, I feel like, checked in with Kate somehow.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't know for sure.
All right. Well, I'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date update, okay?
Awesome.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Sean is on the phone, and he was supposed to go out with a girl named Kate, but that never happened. He showed up to Kate's apartment, and she was actually out on another date with a different dude. So he ended up hanging out with her roommate. Sean, what's her name, by the way? We never got the roommate's name.
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Okay, so he ended up hanging out with Chelsea all night. He said that they had a really good date, but now she's not calling him back. Sean, have you thought about the possibility that maybe you got catfished?
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of
I
that.
have entertained that. It just doesn't add up to that, but I guess it's possible.
Like fake pictures and everything else, and then you show up and she acts like she's the roommate. I don't know why.
Right.
But
Really smart.
But why would she catfish you and then not call you back?
I don't know.
Like, that's pretty rude. You get stood up.
Yeah, she would have just not gone on the date if she wasn't interested, right?
Right. I mean, I don't get why to set up that whole sting and then do it this way, you know.
Well, it's shrouded in mystery. Hopefully we can figure it out for you. I'm about to call. Chelsea's the one we're calling, not Kate, right?
Yeah, I did. I never went out with Kate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just starting to get names confused now. That's more for me than for anybody else. All right, so I'm about to call Chelsea right now and find out why she's not calling you back. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, is this Chelsea?
this is she.
Hi, Chelsea. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Oh, is this about my dry cleaning? Because I'm picking it up today, I promise.
Oh, my God. Chelsea.
No, it's not about your dry cleaning.
But suddenly I understand who you are because I'm the same person.
I will let them know, though, you're picking it up.
Yeah, you're not going to, though. Let's be honest.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't. Who's this?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Okay.
And we don't do dry cleaning, but we might start.
I'm confused. Did I win like a prize or something?
No, we actually do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and try to find out what happened. So we got an email about you from a dude named Sean.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I know Sean.
Yeah, he told us. He told us about how he actually was supposed to go on a date with your roommate.
Yeah, he showed up and I felt really bad. So I just said, like, we can go to a bar and hang out for a little.
Yeah.
You pity dated him, is what he said.
I mean, it wasn't like full on pity because, like, if I didn't want to hang, I wouldn't have. But, like, it's not like he had a date with me.
But did you enjoy hanging out with him, though? He thought that you guys had a great time and actually had a really good date, even though he wasn't supposed to be on a date with you.
Did he tell you, like, everything that happened, everything we talked about?
I mean, here's what he told us. He said that you guys hung out at the bar and you played a game called Put It in the Hole, where you try to throw things in each other's mouths. He told us that you kissed, and he said at the end of the night, you guys were laughing and having fun, and he thought it would be totally cool to hit you up again for another date, but he's tried to do that, and you haven't answered him.
Yeah. I mean, the game was, like, fun and all, but honestly, he doesn't seem really honest, and I'm kind of, like, skeptical if he was telling me the truth or not when we went out.
What do you think he was lying about?
Everything.
Whoa.
What?
He said, like, he's been struck by lightning 3 times.
Oh.
And, like, I don't even know anyone who's been struck once.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty rare.
I mean, but, like, I could let that slide, but then, like, right after, he said it happened around the time that he was roommates with Zac Efron, like, before Zac Efron got famous. And, like, hasn't Zac Efron been famous since he was, like, 12? Like, that just didn't make sense.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, there's definitely some flags flying up that say, like, compulsive liar.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's, like, more than... literally, the whole thing, I feel like, was a lie. He told me he, like, won the New York Marathon, but, like...
He won it.
Was disqualified because he lost, like, that number that you wear when you're running, you know?
Oh, no.
He was running so fast it flew off.
All that running for nothing.
I mean, like, he is in really good shape, but, like, to win a marathon, like, wouldn't I have heard about it? Like, if I Googled him, would have seen that? Like,
Yeah, you would
know?
think so. I know a dude like that who tells the tallest tales ever, and you're like, that did not happen.
But, like, that's not even the worst of it. I think the worst one was he told me he hooked up with, like, 2 Victoria's Secret models on Kendrick Lamar's private jet.
Oh, wow.
So he's roommates with Zac Efron. He's on Kendrick Lamar's private jet, hooking up with Victoria's Secret models.
And that was the 3rd time we got hit by
But,
lightning.
Yeah.
but wait, hold
In the
on.
plane.
He's getting stood up by your roommate on a Tinder date.
Yeah.
Like,
That doesn't add
you're
up.
right. There's a lot of things that are missing here.
Totally lying.
Well, she's the one that called BS on it. Like, I came home and I told her, and I was like, did he tell you any of this? Like, did he send you a picture of him, like, on a private jet or anything? And she was like, no, this guy is a liar. Don't talk to him ever again.
Huh.
Did you say anything to him on the date? Like, I like who you are without all these big lies. Like, you don't have to tell me this.
I didn't, like, outright tell him that he was lying because he does, like, the way he told the stories. I started to believe him because, like, what do I know? I don't know if it's not true or not. Like, maybe he really does have this crazy, extravagant life.
Who knows? Maybe we should ask, because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Wait, he's what?
He's on the other line and wants to talk to you. Unless Kendrick Lamar tried to call through, they might have taken his call. I don't know. Sean, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, my God.
I'm a little bummed out that you're kind of, like, questioning my integrity.
I mean,
God.
it's all of the things. Like, you're not that old. How could you have experienced all of this stuff?
Well, I don't know, but I have. I mean, getting hit by lightning 3 times in a row isn't exactly a bragging thing. And I have medical records that says I've been lit up.
Been lit up. I mean, they do say, don't they say, like, once you get hit once, you have a greater chance of getting hit again? Isn't that what
Well,
the
you
step?
don't have to convince me that's true.
Aren't you, like, supposed to have marks on your body when you're hit by lightning? Like,
I must have passed through me in a way that just jolted all my organs for a second.
I'm having a hard time because you are believable and you did stay on the phone through all of this. Like, if you were a big fat liar, I would think you would have hung up on us by now.
Like the Zac Efron thing, he was shooting in the area. I'm very good friends with his friend. He stayed at my place for a week. That does count as a roommate.
Okay,
now
so
I'm starting to
Zac
believe
Efron slept on your couch for a week or something like that.
Yeah. And as far as the Victoria's Secret model thing, that really did happen. And I was on Kendrick Lamar's plane. Kendrick Lamar was not there, but I had to sign an NDA.
What?
Which means I shouldn't be even talking about it at all. On the radio, it's probably a huge no-no. But, like, I have pictures, I can't even show them. But it happened.
Why do you have pictures of you hooking up?
Everyone has their phones out and stuff.
So people were filming you hook up with the Victoria's Secret models in Kendrick Lamar's plane?
Yeah, I didn't.
Just
to be clear, like, I didn't sleep with them. I just was hooking up with them and drinking champagne on the plane.
And hey, to be fair, Chelsea, if I was hooking up with Victoria's Secret models, I would also have pictures of it. Like, that is a moment that you only get once in life.
All right. What about you riding across the country on horseback?
What?
Did that really happen?
Okay, that story is slightly different. Yeah, I rode across country on horseback, but what I didn't tell you is that I rode back as well. And I thought I was like, oh, I'm going to be bragging if I say I did a round trip.
Like one time riding across the country on horseback raises enough questions. Yeah, you don't need to add that you rode back. You can see how these stories sound pretty made up, though, right?
Look, you don't have to believe me on this, but they happened. I was there. I lived it.
You're pretty convincing.
And I actually believe the horseback thing. The one I have a problem with, Sean, is the marathon. You won the New York City Marathon.
I won in my division.
How fast did you run it?
Look, you don't have to grill me like I'm some sort of liar. I know the truth. I was there. You weren't there. So get off my job, okay?
What about you escaping the Mexican cartel? Did that really happen?
Wow.
You escaped the Mexican cartel.
Okay, El Chapo.
Oh, my God. All right. So, first of all, what I was doing down there, and I was a dumb kid, and I was trying to buy weed, and I got in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they took me for ransom. They take people for ransom. They call their families, and they're like, give me money, and we'll let them go.
Trying to buy weed, and then I round up like in the middle of a huge coke deal between the cartels.
It happens. It's rampant down there.
I have heard.
And so I will tell you how I got out of there. It wasn't very fancy, but we basically became friends, all of us, and joked around and smoked and drank while they waited for their money. And they trusted me enough to go take a leak out on the back deck, and then I just hoofed it and ran.
Wow.
So you're either the most interesting man on the planet, or you're the biggest liar we've ever met.
I am known for being the unluckiest and luckiest guy on the planet at the same time.
All right. Well,
Who knows you like that, though?
Chelsea, would you like to get to know Sean?
All of my friends.
Would you like for Sean to prove it to you? Would you go on a second date with Sean? We'll pay for it. Then you guys can sit down and he can bring the medical records of his lightning strike.
I just don't know, because, like, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. Like, he's got answers to every question. Like,
I have answers to every question because they happened. It's real easy for me. Think about this. I've been going around telling people that I went on a Tinder date and that the date wasn't even there, but I took out her roommate. Like, that's already, like...
Yeah, weird stuff happens to you, man.
You're an excellent liar, Sean. I commend you.
Jubal's jealous.
Yeah. Chelsea, what do you think? Do you want to give Sean one more shot?
I do think I'm going to go on a date and see what happens.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Sean, congratulations. You got a second date.
Yay.
Yeah, bring along your medical records and all that stuff.
Well, I don't know if I can get my hands on them by then, but I'll see.
Sure. Okay.
Really?
All right. Well,
Convenient.
hope your date goes well. And congratulations, Sean. Chelsea, thank you for your time, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know.
And Sean, the next time you go on Kendrick Lamar's private jet, invite, please.
Yeah, dude.
We don't actually talk anymore. It was his buddy's plane, so yeah.
Okay. All right. Sure. Sounds legit. We'll see you.